Hello everybody, this is your boy and need no introduction at this particular time. But before I get into the video, please comment, like, share, subscribe, notification bell on top, and most importantly, give me the thumbs up. That would matter the most. That get my videos all over social media and YouTube land as much as possible. And most importantly, comment after the video is complete or after you've seen the video for this matter. But anyway, let's get right into it. We all are very excited about Jalen Hurts' new deal, 5 years, 5 years, 255 with 179.304 up front. But all that spread out over the 4 years of the new deal. But before he gets started on the new deal, he has to complete the final year of his 4-year contract, which is like 4 or 5 or 6 million for this season alone. Then 2024 and when the new deal kicks in after that. And that's when he gets all the money spread out. I think like 51 million per year. So that adds up to 255, or better yet, the 179.304. But I got some salary cap issues that I'm going to discuss on today's video, so you guys get understand what's going on. Because this is about all the quarterbacks that's high paid from top to bottom for this season go along, because next year we got Justin Herbert who's gonna be due for a new deal, and so as the other quarterback, Lamar Jackson, who still have issues with a new deal with the Baltimore Ravens. Now let's get right into it. We're gonna start with Jalen Hurts' contract, which he's scheduled to pay 51 million this next year. Go on with Aaron Rodgers' contract, 49 million, Kyler Murray 46.1. Deshaun Watson, 46 million, Patrick Mahomes, 45 million, Josh Allen, 43 million, and then Daniel Jones, Matthew Stafford, and Dak Prescott each earn 40 million a year. So with Jalen Hurts being the highest paid of the top 10 quarterbacks, the top 9 quarterbacks I just mentioned, they had mentioned the number 10 quarterback because they only got tied for 7, which is 7, 8, 9, which is tied for 7 alone. But here's where the problems come in for those quarterbacks concerned. Those are going to be major cap hits going into 2024, which is for Patrick Mahomes and the Patrick Mahomes alone. The cap hit for the next 2 seasons, which is 2024 and 25. Patrick Mahomes is going to have the highest cap hit. He has 86.4. Dak Prescott 86.3. Deshaun Watson 83 million. Matthew Stafford 69.5, Josh Allen 65.2, Kyler Murray 67.9, and last but not least, Daniel Jones 66 million. And Daniel Jones signed a new contract this year. The Giants should have kept the 5th-year option. See, Daniel Jones did revenge. What he did was he did some revenge on the New York Giants. When the Giants failed to give him the 5th-year option, and with the subpar season he had this season just passed, he made the Giants pay him, and the Giants were going to rework a new deal, because if you look at all the quarterbacks in this coming draft alone, none of them guys are not experienced. So why would you want to get rid of a veteran quarterback and bring in a rookie quarterback when you be starting old? So that's why the Giants had to pay for that situation. You know what I'm saying? I think if the Giants have gave him a 5th year, did not deny his 5th-year option, the Giants probably wouldn't even have paid him this much money. Because 66 million is a lot of money to start off, and that's a cap hit alone. I mean, Daniel Jones 40 million, and if I could say for the next 2 years, see, he gonna make after he gonna make 40 million this season, then next year he gonna make like 35 million, somewhere along up in there after this year's season comes to an end. But these contracts alone, boy, these are some high numbers. And when Jalen Hurts had the friendly deal of all these quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts' contract is more friendly than all these quarterbacks that's been to you guys on this video. I mean, this is some crazy numbers. I mean, 86.4 million. But see, Patrick Mahomes has the no trade clause in here, so he signed for a 10-year contract, which will now be 6 years. 6 years, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Patrick Mahomes is going into the 4th year or 3rd year of that 10-year contract he signed with them. And that's why his numbers are so substantially high at 86.4 million for the next 2 years. I mean, 86 million for this year, and then next year, whew, that's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So right now he probably gonna be the high. Well, he did a high. In my point, even though Jalen Hurts is the highest paid contract, the highest paid player this year for next year, you gotta still look at the contract of Patrick Mahomes, because 86 million is substantial. And notice I mentioned all those quarterbacks in there. Jalen Hurts contract, Jalen Hurts not even mentioned in the cap hit. So Jalen Hurts' contract, and for the next after a 50-year deal, he's gonna get 170 in the next 3 years or 4 years of that contract. He's gonna get somewhere close to 179 million. So he might get a restructured deal after the 3rd year of that 5-year contract he signed, because I think all that guaranteed money is going to be gone by the 3rd year. I mean, after the 3rd year comes to an end. So he might get a new contract after that. If he continues to perform at this level that he did last season, if he keeps after this year comes to an end, and the next 3 years of that 5-year contract, like I said, I think after the 3rd year comes to an end of the new deal, I think all the guaranteed money is going to be gone after that. And so he might wind up getting a new deal after the 3rd year, where they restructure the contract. And so it's just going to be amazing to see how all this is going to bubble out as far as money concerned, because it's just really, really crazy for all those amazing cap numbers. Those are some very odd cap numbers, but they're high. And so quarterbacks are getting paid very high money now, and they're in high demand, because the quarterback market has changed dramatically. And these numbers is self-evident. It's going to keep going higher and higher. Next, I have an odd feeling it's going to be the next 2 years, a quarterback going to be making over 300 million for the next 5 years, for the next 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, cap hit 86.4 million. 2026 is when the contract it's going to be getting paid 100 million a season. That's going to be substantial. So Jalen Hurts getting this deal done now is great, and then that's why I also said after the 3rd year of that contract, there will be no more money after that. So that's why I expect the Eagles to rework Hurts' contract after the 3rd year and give him more years, give him like 2 or 3 more years and more money up front. That'll work well for the Eagles, and it'll work well for him, because Hurts ain't that kind of guy. He ain't the kind of guy to demand that cap hit for the next 2 years. I mean, 86 million. I mean, that's a lot of money. I mean, look at the guy I just mentioned in there: Jones, Murray, Allen, Stafford, Watson, Prescott, Mahomes. Those guys got between 66 million to 86 million for the next 2 years of those deals. So Daniel Jones, on the other hand, probably gonna he'll be lucky if he get 3 years of that 5-year deal he signed. The Giants still might draft a quarterback. They still may draft one, probably next year. And then after next year, who to say what Johnson's career is going to be after that, or where he's going to go after that? Because with that kind of money, and your team ain't gonna want to sign and trade for him for that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? If they do, the Giants ain't going to be working contract and then trade him. It'll be the only way that works for Daniel Jones and New York Giants. But them other guys, these teams are stuck with these other guys. Murray, Allen, I understand. Matthew Stafford, Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott, and Patrick Mahomes. Now, Patrick Mahomes is stuck with the Kansas City Chiefs for a certain amount of years. He signed a lifetime contract. Prescott, on the other hand, is going to be an issue because the Cowboys signed him to a monster deal as well. Deshaun Watson got that monster deal after the trouble that he got into in Houston, and they traded him to the Browns for a substantial amount of picks. Matthew Stafford is a veteran. Matthew Stafford been in the league since 2007, so he's a veteran quarterback. Josh Allen, a young quarterback. He's not even 30 years old yet. So I understand the Josh Allen contract. Kyler Murray has character concerns. He pretty much begged himself into his new contract. That's why he's the way he is. The boy is too arrogant for his own good. And Daniel Jones, he just got some revenge from the New York Giants. He made the Giants pay him. So who to say we won't have to prevent these quarterbacks? Who to say? You know what I'm saying? But we know that Hurts has the most bargain deal of all these quarterbacks mentioned. And that is so great for the Eagles, because the Eagles know how to work their cap. They know how to do it. The other teams don't know how to do it at all. That's why for the next 3 or 4 years, they're going to be in salary cap hell. You know what I'm saying? And the Eagles, on the other hand, won't be, because like I said, Jalen Hurts' 3rd year of the new deal, the Eagles are going to be work that contract and get him more money up front. That's what I see in the near future for the Eagles and for the other franchises that I mentioned. But anyway, again, comment, like, share, subscribe. That's what I want to talk to you guys about, this new deal that I had to break down yesterday after hearing Jalen Hurts' new contract. I just wanted to get some numbers for you guys, because these are some good numbers, but they're bad numbers for some of these teams I just mentioned. These are some bad numbers. They really are. So I just had to get this out, and I'm quite sure other Eagles content creators are doing the same thing. And Hurts just got a lot of accolades, because this is a guy who worked for years. He ain't no Carson Wentz, who's a free agent right now. You know what I'm saying? And his career is probably washed up, or better yet, actually was washed up after 2021. His career was washed up. You know what I'm saying? Because he just regressed. I think if he hadn't regressed, Hurts wouldn't even be mentioned in the conversation that I'm talking to right now. So Wentz, I mean, get me wrong, I like Wentz. I loved Wentz. It was a good draft pick, but it wasn't the best draft pick when they signed him to that new deal. See, Wentz begged for him. Wentz did the same thing New York Giants did. New York Giants, Daniel Jones did. He begged for his, and Hurts, and Wentz was just like in the 4th year. And the Eagles signed him to a new contract in the 4th year when they should have waited to the they okayed his 5th option. They should have waited until the 5th option came to an end, and then decide whether to give Wentz a new deal or not. And so the Eagles had to pay for that, and that's why he was traded off to the Indianapolis Colts. Had a subpar year with them, and then Colts got tired of him because of his hard work ethic, and they shipped him over to the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins, I'm not exactly sure what happened to them. I'm sorry, the Washington Commanders. I'm not sure what happened between him and the Washington Commanders, but the Washington Commanders released him because he had a bad year as well. That's the second. So if you look about if you think about the last 3 or 4 years, he been last 3 or 7 years he been in the league, been bad years, been bad years. So who wants to get a quarterback who had bad years and give him all that money? So that's why he was released. So I don't expect Carson Wentz. If Carson Wentz do come back in the league, he gonna be nothing more than a backup. So if you think about it, I'm not gonna say he was a bust, but he was more like a sub bust. I'm gonna say sub, but with me, he was good and then he was bad. So kind of in between. So that's why I say he's a sub bust. So anyway, enough of Carson Wentz. These numbers for these teams are substantial, very substantial. And the next 3 years are gonna be bad, because 86.4 million, Patrick Mahomes made 86.4 million for the next 2 years of that deal he signed. It's gonna go up, and when it go up, players are gonna start making 100 million, like I mentioned to you guys. Players gonna start making $100 million. They really are, and it's just, damn. So like I said, so when Hurts' contract come to the 3rd year of that 5th year deal, I expect the Eagles to give him some more years added and more money up front, which would kind of counter the $100 million a year where teams are gonna start paying players, because like I said, the cap goes up every year. Every year the cap goes up. And then when the team start be working players and contracts, getting more money under, so they can start signing players. That's how it works, and that's how it works in this league. And yet the Howard Roseman is a master at it. The other guys, the other franchises are bad. That's why teams are always plucking from the Eagles front offices and putting them on their staffs so they can figure out a way to rework their contracts. But it don't always work out that way. And yet if you ain't got the calculations up front that Howard Roseman has, nothing you can do. So that's one reason why these numbers are substantial high. $86.4 million. That's Patrick Mahomes' cap hit for the next 2 years. That is substantial. That's why I say the next 3 years, players, quarterbacks gonna start making $100 million. Let's think about it. I mean, it's logic. It's extremely logic. Then you got to think about the jersey sale, the hat sales, gloves, masks, anything that teams wear, team logos, shirt, t-shirt, whatever. Players get a portion of that, and so does the NFL, and so does the teams they play for. So you got to look at all of that as part of that cap when it goes up. Because see, that's how the NFL make their money. And anything that's licensed by the NFL, you guarantee the NFL are getting a certain percentage of the jersey sales, hat sales, gloves sales, mask sales, t-shirt sales, shoes sales, whatever that's part of the NFL, they get a portion of that money. And so do the players, and so does the team. That's how it goes. So, wow, $86.4 million for the next 2 years. Patrick Mahomes. And hers is not even mentioned in the cap hit yet. I guess because his contract hasn't kicked in yet. But I'm quite sure his contract ain't gonna be right there alone, gonna be right there behind Daniel Jones. I'm quite sure it's gonna be. But Daniel Jones' contract kicks in this season. So, with that being said, I hear noise in the background. So you guys enjoy your Tuesday. Holler back. Peace.